Now let's take a closer look at some of the synchronization attributes. Keying option 10 from the menu, we can set the sync attributes for a library. The options look like this. Note that there is a place to specify a from library, to library, and server ID. The server ID, remember, is the name you define and that RSF uses to refer to the target machine. There could be many target machines and hence many server IDs. Sync attributes are unique for each from library, to library, server ID combination. Note also that the to library need not be the same as the from library, though they usually will be the same. Now look at the journal parameter. This is where you tell RSF whether to use journaling for synchronizing changes to this library. When none is specified, changes to all objects in the library are synchronized at the object level. That is, a change to the object will cause the entire object to be sent to the target machine at the next sync interval. When a value other than none is specified for the journal parameter, database files are replicated at the record level, and data areas and data queues are replicated at the byte level. RSF can create a new journal to use for replication, or it can use a journal that you have previously created. If you specify yes for RSF manages the journal, RSF will create the journal and journal receiver for you and delete journal receivers when they're no longer needed for replication. Also note the remote journal parameter. When none is specified for remote journal, RSF sends any journal entry changes to the target machine. When a value other than none is specified, RSF sets up a remote journal in the specified library, and the operating system sends the journal changes to the remote journal on the target machine. In both cases, RSF controls the application of the journal changes on the target machine. But that's it. That's all there is to setting up journaling and remote journaling with RSF. There are various other parameters you can specify to fine-tune how replication works for a given library. I'll just call your attention to the objects to omit and objects to include parameters, not shown here. These make it easy to include or omit subsets of objects in the library for replication. You set synchronization attributes for IFS directories by selecting menu option 12. The options are pretty straightforward. From and to directory names, server ID, journaling specification, remote journaling specification, and so on. We can set synchronization attributes for system information by selecting menu option 11. Here you can set options to control the synchronization of user profiles, system values, network attributes, authorization lists, and configuration information. Note that if there are many libraries for which you need to set sync attributes, you can create a list and set attributes for all libraries in the list at once. To begin, use the display object description command to create a list of libraries in an out file. Here, I'm creating a list called Group 1, containing all of the libraries that start with the letter B. Then, select menu option 13 to set attributes for all libraries in the list, like so. Now, let's take a look at 3 special programs which you use to help customize and automate your HA setup. We provide a working model with source for each of these programs. If you wish, you can run them pretty much as is. More often, though, you will want to edit the programs so that they function in exactly the way you want. The first is the synchronization start program. This is used to start replication for all of the designated libraries, IFS directories, and system information on your system. The next is the production to backup role swap program. Running this program on the production machine converts it to the backup role. The last is the backup to production role swap program. Running this program on the backup machine converts it to the production role. Let's take a closer look at each of these. The synchronization start program makes the administrator's life easy. You edit this program and then use it to start the replication process consistently every time. Included in this program are RSF commands for starting replication for your libraries, IFS directories, system information, and so on. The options specified determine how your replication jobs will run, what job description, job queue, and subsystem to use for each task, and also what synchronization interval to use for each task. You use the Start Synchronization command, or menu option 20, to invoke your synchronization start program. The production to backup role swap program, along with the complementary backup to production role swap program, gets you ready to perform planned and unplanned role swaps. This program is ready to go out of the box, but source is provided so that you can tweak it to meet your needs. Running the role swap to backup command, or menu option 89 on the production machine, converts the machine to the backup role. This process takes about 15 to 30 minutes, depending on which custom steps you include in your role swap. The process is fully automatic. You just sit back and watch it run. When the role swap is done, the machine looks and acts exactly like the backup machine. Running the role swap to production command, or menu option 89 on the backup machine, converts that machine to the production role. Again, the process takes about 15 to 30 minutes. When the process completes, the machine looks and acts exactly like the production machine. If this were a planned role swap, you would swap the machine going out of production to the backup role first, and then run this command to swap the former backup machine into production. For an unplanned role swap, you begin by swapping the backup machine into production and deal with the former production machine later when the trouble is fixed and it becomes available.